We all experience sadness at some point in our lives. It's a universal emotion that touches everyone, regardless of age, background, or circumstance. Sadness can be triggered by a variety of events, such as the loss of a loved one, a breakup, or even a disappointing outcome in our personal or professional lives. It's a natural response to life's inevitable ups and downs. It's a natural human emotion, a response to loss, disappointment, or hardship. Sadness, however, is temporary. It comes and goes like waves on the shore, sometimes gentle and sometimes more intense, but eventually it recedes, allowing us to find our footing once again. We learn to cope, to heal, and to move forward, carrying the lessons we've learned with us. It fades with time and healing. The human spirit is remarkably resilient, capable of bouncing back from even the most challenging of circumstances. We find solace in the support of friends and family, in the beauty of nature, and in the simple joys of everyday life. These moments of light help to dispel the darkness, reminding us that better days are ahead. Depression, on the other hand, is a different beast altogether. It's not just a fleeting feeling of sadness. It's a profound and persistent sense of despair that can overshadow every aspect of one's life. Unlike sadness, which is often tied to specific events, depression can arise without any apparent cause, making it all the more insidious. It's not just feeling blue, it's a pervasive and persistent darkness that engulfs your entire being. It can sap your energy, rob you of your motivation, and make even the simplest tasks feel insurmountable. Depression can distort your thinking, making you believe that things will never get better, that you're worthless, or that there's no point in trying. Clinical depression, or major depressive disorder, is a serious medical condition that affects how you think, feel, and act. It's not something that can be willed away or ignored. It requires professional treatment, which may include therapy, medication, or a combination of both. Seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness, and it's the first step towards recovery. It's not a sign of weakness, and it's certainly not something you can just snap out of. Support from loved ones can make a significant difference, providing a lifeline in times of need. Encouragement, understanding, and patience are crucial in helping someone navigate their way through the darkness of depression. While sadness might be a fleeting cloud, depression is a storm that lingers, casting a long shadow over your life. It's a relentless downpour that can make it difficult to see any light at the end of the tunnel. But just as storms eventually pass, there is hope for those struggling with depression. With the right support and treatment, it is possible to find relief and reclaim your life. Imagine a day at the beach. The sun is shining, the waves are gently lapping at the shore, and there's a sense of peace and contentment in the air. This is what life can feel like when we're free from the grip of depression. Sadness might be like a passing rain shower, briefly interrupting your enjoyment but ultimately leaving the sunshine untouched. It's a temporary disruption that we can weather, knowing that the sun will soon return. Depression, however, is a relentless downpour that washes away your joy, leaving you feeling cold, wet, and miserable. It's a storm that can feel never-ending, but it's important to remember that even the heaviest rains eventually subside. It's crucial to understand this distinction because it highlights the severity of depression. Recognizing the difference between sadness and depression is the first step in seeking the appropriate help and support. This isn't just about feeling down. It's a real medical condition that requires professional attention and care. If you or someone you know is struggling with depression, don't hesitate to reach out for help. There is hope, and with the right treatment, it is possible to find relief and reclaim your life. Depression manifests in many ways, affecting people from all walks of life, regardless of age, gender, or background. It can be a silent struggle, often hidden behind smiles and seemingly normal behavior, but there are some common symptoms that can help us identify its presence. Recognizing these signs is the first step towards seeking help and finding a path to recovery. If you've been experiencing several of these symptoms for 2 weeks or more, it's crucial to take them seriously. Depression is not just a fleeting feeling of sadness, it's a persistent condition that requires attention. It's essential to reach out for professional help. Therapists, counselors, and doctors can provide the support and treatment needed to manage and overcome depression. 1. Persistent sadness. Feeling down, hopeless, or empty for most of the day, nearly every day. This isn't just a bad day or a rough week, it's a constant, overwhelming sense of despair. It's like carrying a heavy weight on your shoulders that you can't seem to shake off. This persistent sadness can make even the simplest tasks feel insurmountable. 2. Loss of interest. a diminished interest or pleasure in activities you used to enjoy. Hobbies, socializing, and even work can feel meaningless and unfulfilling. Things that once sparked joy now feel dull and unappealing. This loss of interest can lead to isolation and a further decline in mental health. 3. Appetite and weight changes. Significant weight loss or gain, or changes in appetite. These changes can be drastic and noticeable, affecting your physical health. You might find yourself eating excessively or losing your desire for food altogether. These shifts in eating habits can be a sign that something deeper is going on. 4. Sleep disturbances, insomnia, or excessive sleeping. Sleep patterns can be severely disrupted, making it hard to function during the day. You might struggle to fall asleep, stay asleep, or find yourself oversleeping and still feeling exhausted. Quality sleep is crucial for mental health, and its disruption can exacerbate depression. 5. Fatigue and loss of energy. Feeling constantly tired and drained even after a good night's sleep. This fatigue can make it difficult to engage in daily activities. Simple tasks can feel overwhelming and require immense effort. This constant state of exhaustion can make it hard to find motivation and joy in life. Recognizing these symptoms is the first step towards seeking help and finding a path to recovery. While we often think of depression as a mental health issue, it's important to remember that it has a very real physical impact on the brain. Depression is not just about feeling sad or losing interest in activities. It can fundamentally alter the way our brain functions and processes information. When we delve deeper into the brain's structure, we find that depression can lead to changes in various regions of the brain. For instance, the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for decision-making and social behavior, can become less active. Imagine your brain as a complex network of roads and highways. Each road represents a neural pathway, and each highway represents a major neural network. In a healthy brain, these pathways and networks work seamlessly to process thoughts, emotions, and actions. Depression throws up roadblocks and detours, disrupting the smooth flow of traffic and communication within this intricate system. It's like encountering a traffic jam during rush hour where everything slows down or comes to a halt. Studies have shown that people with depression often have imbalances in certain neurotransmitters, the chemical messengers that allow brain cells to communicate with each other. These neurotransmitters include serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine. These chemical messengers play a crucial role in regulating mood, sleep, appetite, and energy levels. When their balance is disrupted, it can lead to the symptoms commonly associated with depression. These imbalances can affect mood, sleep, appetite, and energy levels. For example, a lack of serotonin can lead to feelings of sadness and hopelessness, while a deficiency in dopamine can result in a lack of motivation and pleasure in daily activities. Think of neurotransmitters as the traffic signals in our brain's transportation system. They regulate the flow of information and ensure that everything runs smoothly. When they're out of whack, everything gets backed up, leading to a whole host of problems. When these signals are not functioning properly, it can cause a traffic jam in the brain, leading to confusion, difficulty concentrating, and an overall sense of being overwhelmed. This can make even simple tasks feel insurmountable. Furthermore, research suggests that chronic stress, a common trigger for depression, can actually shrink the hippocampus, a part of the brain responsible for memory and learning. This shrinkage can further impair cognitive function and make it even harder to cope with daily life. The hippocampus is crucial for forming new memories and retrieving old ones. When it shrinks, it can lead to memory problems and difficulty learning new information. This can create a vicious cycle where the stress of not being able to remember things exacerbates the symptoms of depression. This shrinkage can further impair cognitive function and make it even harder to cope with daily life. It's a stark reminder that depression is not just a state of mind, but a condition that affects the very structure and function of our brain. The causes of depression are complex and multifaceted, often stemming from a combination of genetic predisposition and environmental factors. It's like a puzzle with multiple pieces, each contributing to the overall picture. Some individuals may inherit genes that make them more susceptible to developing depression. Imagine these genes as a blueprint that makes someone more vulnerable to the condition, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're destined to develop it. Environmental factors play a crucial role as well. Traumatic life events, chronic stress, and social isolation can all contribute to the onset of depression. Think of these factors as stressors that can push someone over the edge, especially if they are already genetically predisposed. It's important to remember that there's no single cause of depression. It's often a combination of factors that interact in complex ways, making it challenging to pinpoint the exact triggers. One of the biggest challenges in addressing depression is the stigma surrounding mental health. Many people suffer in silence, afraid to reach out for help due to fear of judgment or shame. Imagine feeling trapped in a dark room, too ashamed to open the door and ask for help, even though you know there's light on the other side. It's crucial to break down these barriers and encourage open conversations about mental health. Seeking help is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength and a commitment to your well-being. Just like we wouldn't hesitate to seek medical attention for a physical ailment, we shouldn't hesitate to do the same for our mental health. If you're struggling with depression, know that you're not alone. Reach out to a trusted friend, family member, or mental health professional. There's no shame in asking for help. In fact, it's the bravest thing you can do. Subscribe for more interesting facts and insights on mental health.